I'm gonna make this absolutely clear. I know absolutely nothing about Bubble Guppies. All I know about it is that it's a show on Nick Jr. with some diverse mermaid fish school children and a bigger orange goldfish man named Mr. Grouper. That is all I can really say. Seems like a good kid show, however. I consider showing to some of my kids at some point. I don't know when. But sometimes I get really bored and go on those weird websites with a bunch of games on them that they probably didn't ask the developers if they could be included. But I still play them. I don't only play games like that. I obviously download the actual game from an actual source. I just go there for fun from time to time. One day, I went on one of these websites, GameGame.com, to play this dumbass bootleg with Pixar Buddies. But off to the side, I saw a game being advertised with an image of Mr. Grouper from the Bubble Company. Strangely, it was accompanied with a purple version of itself, with poorly edited on eyebrows over the purple one. The background was a stock underwater with cartoon background in it. After hovering my mouse over the game icon, I saw the game was titled Bubbing Guppers. So on the front page of games for kids on this site, a game titled Doku would always be there, with a bunch of other randomized games. But today it was replaced with this. I clicked because I thought the bootlegger of this game I thought was genuinely hilarious, and I needed to see how the game would actually play out. The first thing I saw when clicking on the page was that it only had 4.5 stars. When I scrolled down and I saw an alternate game icon made with the same background, stock images, and Mr. Grouper alongside his evil twin. I pressed play and the actual title appeared, a stock image of the Bubble Guppies and Mr. Grouper standing in frame, with the words Bubble Guppy Adventures of Mr. Grouper, and various buttons that look very different from each other. Play, options, and sad. Pressing the options button lets you set the control to let you, and I quote, flingle the spangle, which is nothing. The sad button made the music cut out for some seconds before an edit of the characters on the title screen with their smiles flipped upside down appeared, before immediately reverting back to normal as the music cut back in. The play button doesn't need to be explained. I pressed play and the game opened up. I was met with what seemed to be some kind of exposition scene. It had text and images that were shown along with the text. One day, while Little Guppies were happy and everything was good, along with a regular Bubble Guppy stock image featuring all the characters, but then, all of a sudden, Mr. Groper's evil twin named the Repor kidnapped all Bubble Gups in. The image is Mr. Grouper in the corner with the smile edited to be a frown. The previously mentioned Sir Repor, which is literally just Mr. Grouper with purple and angry eyebrows, with an evil smile. All of the Bubble Guppies with edited frowns on Repor's side, with ropes tied all around them. Not all of them individually. All of them were tied together with one big rope. The background is a random image. The background was a random background from the show. Now, Mr. Grip Whopper must go on a mission to save the Bubble Guppies from the evil grab of Sir Repward. Once the game finally began, we were in a random and free-to-use underwater background that looked very poorly. The enemies are stock images of sharks and huge shifted Koopa Troopas. It has very poorly made platforming segments, and the background music is some random-ass EDM music song. The worst part about it is that it's annoying to listen to, and the sound of the EDM music was 7 seconds off the drop, and the loop was very offbeat. I generally had to take my headphones off and put some replacement music on my phone listen to instead. There were spikes, wooden spikes. They had the white blocks around them that anybody with know any knowledge on for Photoshop would know that they found a random stock image and poorly about the wooden spikes. The hitboxes were abhorrently abysmal. The worst part about the Koopas was that from the way they cut out the Koopa, there was a random hard to see black shade from the rest of the image it was cut from. Meaning that anytime you see a Koopa, there's a chance you'll die to something that looks like as if it merges with the background. Mr. Grouper's hitboxes were also horrible. Even if you found a way, hey, you could avoid the weird shade, the hitbox could still fuck you over. The overview of the game was what you would expect. Underwater background from before, but purple. Certain points, similar to the Cuphead overworld, or the level select screen from the new Super Mario Bros. Game, you could stand on and signify new worlds, and they locked if you haven't beat the level, if you haven't beaten the level before. First level is literally just called first level, and I already explained it. The second level, titled Erupt Fire Volcano Lava, was the same level, but poorly made power, or with poorly made power-ups. You would kill an enemy, and they would spawn a random power-up. They were all differently colored projectiles you could shoot, or just health boosts. The enemies in this level were differently colored stock images, with skulls with angry eyebrows edited on. The third level, titled Boosting Fight Report, does not need to be explained. It's some kind of boss fight against the weird purple evil Mr. Grouper guy. But the way it plays out is exactly why I had to post it. The level starts off with a distorted underwater background, probably from the show. The whole level just is an annoyingly short clip from the theme song. Guess I wouldn't mind if it was just the whole theme song. There's just a roll call part where everybody says their name, and the cutoff is off beat. There's nothing in the level. Just a background that doesn't move with the player for some reason. However, I, in the middle of walking, saw something bump Mr. Grouper before the scene cuts to black. After some seconds, it cuts back, and the thing from above is now obvious. Gil's corpse foaming at the mouth, flowing in the water. His corpse was doing the thing actual dead fish do, where they just float upwards. The Mr. Grouper sprite has been edited, with his pupil shrunken and looking up, his mouth removed, and tears rolling up in his eyes. The music in the background was a shit ton of stock screams layered over each other. The whole level was just moving to the left. As you move to the left, the rest of the bubble Guppies' dead bodies, come into frame. All of them, dead. The more you move to the left, the more of a screaming audio grows in volume, but it immediately cuts to silence once you reach to the end, where somebody is waiting for you. Still Report, standing there, staring directly at Mr. Grouper. Shitty, edited, angry eyebrows and all. However, once a cutscene starts, he ends up looking genuinely fucking horrifying. By this point, I had put my computer into full screen because I was invested now. How does it feel to fail? Appeared in white text at the bottom of the black screen. In the middle was still Report. His eyes fused into his mouth, lines going up and down in each one of his pupils. An impossibly big grin, black stains on his eyes, and strange black liquid around them. The screen stays on this image for a long amount of time before cutting to Mr. Grouper. His facial expression is the same from the previous level, except he has a mouth, which is slightly agape. So Report speaks again. Oh, what's the matter, brother? Finally nosing me? Nosing like you never did? I hope you know this is your fault. They are dead because of you ignoring me. You indirectly killed them. You killed them. Mr. Google responds. What have you done? Report shouts back at Mr. Cooper in seething wrath. What have I done? If it weren't for you and your mother ignoring me... You sick fuck! Mr. Koopa began screaming at the very top of his lungs. All of his messages were in capital letters now. They were children! Fucking kids! You murdered fucking children because you got ignored as a kid! If you wanted me to help you out or to make amends, you could have fucking reached me for help. You're my brother. I never hated you. We were fucking brothers. You know I only picked on you as a joke, you asshole. I hate you. We forgot the ground started sobbing before suddenly swimming back up. You took away the people who mattered the most to me. You bastard. You son of a bitch. And there it is. The people who mattered to you. The people who mattered the most to you. I knew you never viewed me as important. I knew I never mattered. Will you stand up and fight, or will you perish like a dog? Two options appeared on screen next to the traumatized Mr. Groper. The first one read fight, and the second one read give up. If you pick fight, you enter a boss fight. Responsible dialogue. I'm gonna fucking murder you, you rat bastard! I would just love to see you try. The first thing that I noticed was what had happened to Mr. Groper. His face was open, revealing a dark pit that cracked the rest of him open. In the middle of this pit, the word hate could be faintly seen. He also had a fucking pocket knife. Mr. Groper from Bubble Guppies with a fucking pocket knife. The actual boss fight itself was interesting. The background looked darkened, almost rotten, in my opinion. So Repward, who had no eyes nor any sockets for some reason, was throwing eyeballs that you had to dodge like bullets, and arms that flew at you like a homing missile, which you stabbed at to make them disappear. Stabbing was the space button. The boss fight's music was two repeated notes from a MIDI software with a repeating amen break, ample looping. If you lost, you got a scream when an image of Mr. Groper death with his eyes almost rolled to the back of his skull. So Repward says, I have more respect for you than I ever had. Goodbye. If you want, this is what played out. So Repward is standing there with a knife plunged into his gill. Mr. Groper is back to normal, with a face filled with pure hatred. So Repward, coughing up blood, spews one final sentence out. I knew you always hated me. He dies it. The eyes in his skull suddenly disappearing, leaving black sockets in place. Mr. Groper simply floats off screen with a face that looks very traumatized, reasonably traumatized. The scene cut to a scene with Mr. Groper still covered in purple blood, standing in the empty darkened cafeteria from the show. X is above in white that reads, You won. Probably. Giving up resulted in Mr. Groper stabbing himself, dying instantly. So Repward swims off screen. After the game's end, you are taken to the title screen. If you give up or lose the boss fight, every character is missing. If you win, Mr. Groper is now the only character there, his face gone. I don't really know what to say. What this reminds me of the most are those old Russian bootleg games. Like that one really fucked up Felix the Cat Russian bootleg game with the disturbing game over screen. But also, when I went back to the place where the game originally was, it was gone. Uduko was now there like it usually is. The whole game was gone. I posted this because I really want to find this game so I can play it again. It had way too much effort in it for some bootleg cash grab game, so naturally I want to check it out again. Please contact me if you have any information. credits go to 1 hat 6 U, aka Dibbingsauce.